Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. When you think of the all-time top soap opera nuptials, the wedding of General Hospital odd couple Maxie and Spinelli on September 25, 2009 has got to be, well, not anywhere on the list. But when it comes to daytime's top non-weddings, no other duo comes close. In fact, as we look back on their near miss that was so moving and full of love, it seems worth asking, are Maxie and Spinelli endgame? Because once upon a time, she loved him so deeply, she was willing to go through with a wedding she didn't want just to make him happy. We could tell when we were shooting those episodes all together that we were doing something really special, said the would-be bride's portrayer, Kirsten Storms, on the Daily Dish podcast hosted by her would-be groom's portrayer, Bradford Anderson, and Steve Burton Jason. I look back at it as my favorite storyline. Added Burton, they really caught lightning in a bottle with you guys. It was one of my favorite couples to watch, because you guys were so in tune with each other. The non-wedding day began with Maxie waking from a hilariously horrifying nightmare about her future. It involved a babbling Mac, he'd lost his mind at the ceremony, an action hero Spinelli, a jet-setter Lulu, and Maxie as a stay-at-home mom with 3 kids, and a 4th on the way. Needless to say, it wasn't the future Maxie wanted. And as Spinelli ran off with his new muse, Lulu, the bestie-turned-homewrecker echoed the beleaguered mom's own sentiment. "I'm sorry, Maxie. Maybe you shouldn't have married Spinelli after all." Maxie awakened with a start. Yup, it was going to be that kind of day. Elsewhere, Mac struggled to deal with giving his stepdaughter away to that incoherent mess, while the mess in question fought crippling anxiety. Everyone was resigned to the wedding happening, at least until Jason inadvertently stepped in. When Spinelli lost his vows, Stone Cold gave him some advice on what to say instead. He told the groom to focus on Maxie and speak the truth. "What if I see a truth in her eyes that I'd rather not know?" Spinelli asked in desperation. Jason didn't have an answer to that one, but it turned out the groom did. When the time came in front of all their loved ones, he looked into Maxie's eyes and knew exactly what he had to do. He gave a lovely speech about how much she meant to him and then ended it with a twist. "You loved me," Spinelli said in awe, "and that is the most precious gift, and I will never, ever betray it. And that is why I cannot marry you." It was time, he realized, to trust Maxie and set her free to love him on her own terms, in her own time. He couldn't and wouldn't force her to love him on his. It was selfless, it was beautiful. And after Maxie got over the initial surprise, she loved Spinelli all the more. Mac promptly passed out from relief. When he came to, he just barely reined in his disdain of Spinelli to ask, "I'm not dreaming. She's not marrying that. They're not getting married. You loved me," Spinelli said in awe. "And that is the most precious gift, and I will never, ever betray it. And that is why I cannot marry you." It was time, he realized, to trust Maxie and set her free to love him on her own terms, in her own time. He couldn't and wouldn't force her to love him on his. It was selfless, it was beautiful. And after Maxie got over the initial surprise, she loved Spinelli all the more. Mac promptly passed out from relief. When he came to, he just barely reined in his disdain of Spinelli to ask, "I'm not dreaming. She's not marrying that. They're not getting married," except that it turned out that giving Maxie the space to love on her own terms was not a mistake, but certainly more complicated than Spinelli had thought. It didn't take long for them to break up, especially once Maxie slept with a sociopathic Franco. Spinelli eventually moved on with Ellie, while Maxie moved on with Matt, and Levi, and Nathan. Oh, and Peter. Maybe Spinelli didn't change her as much as she thought. Still, years have passed, and everything old is feeling new again. I'm excited to see what they're going to have us do next, Storms admitted during the podcast. I'm ready for that dynamic to be back in play. Only time will tell what the future holds, but as Maxie said when she and her ex didn't get married, "Damian Spinelli, you are, and always will be, my essential person." Now that they are dating and living together, he may even wind up being her better half after all.